every week on either a Saturday or a Sunday. Today is Sunday, and we have some very interesting news stories today. We're going to talk about some stories that are inside the news. I know we usually different news, usually the news aren't stories that aren't inside the news, but I think we're covering it from a little bit of a different angle, so it'll be different anyway. How is everybody? Have you all seen my music video? Now, not only a music video, but I've got a lyric video as well. So for my song Far Away, which is on my album The Sympathizer, I have got 2 videos out. One is my music video and one is my lyric video. So if you haven't already checked them out, please go do that. I'm sure you will thoroughly enjoy it yourself. And there's also loads of shorts out as well. And some also, because we've been doing some promotional stuff with Bridal Bay, so some clips from that as well, which some videos will be coming. There's already one video of the reaction of the UFO footage, because obviously I have captured a UFO on footage, so obviously there is that. And the cast of Bridal Bay, which are the main stars, which are Ruben and Chelsea and me, but obviously I've already seen it because I was there when it happened.
I seem to have a bit of a cough. The main stars and I seem to...
What?
I seem to have a bit of
No, I don't think I missed anybody.
Oh, that's okay.
No.
Dave's on.
Did I miss anybody?
Well, he might have done, but anyway.
Oh!
Yeah.
Are we talking about Matt?
Oh.
No. Somebody else?
Tracy's on. Let's give Tracy a round of applause. I haven't seen Tracy for years.
Tracy is on. Yes,
well done,
she
Tracy.
is on. Yes, I messaged Tracy.
Abby's on.
Hello, Abby. And
Anders is on. Dave, everybody's on.
No, Mummy was there. You weren't, you love.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
She plays Julie.
Jola.
She plays Julie. Oh yeah, she plays Julie. And yeah, but you didn't have the reaction to the footage though, because you already seen it. You were there when it was there.
Yeah.
You were the only person who could have actually seen it with your own eyes.
Dave says I like horses and onions.
Good for you. Same.
Abby says about time, Tracy. Tracy says hi, months, not just years. Gary's on.
Hello, Gary. Hello, yes. Hello. Right. You gonna read some more?
And that's it.
Okay. Right. Shall we get into the news stories? Shall we get into the news stories? Ready? She's just reading. You ready?
Yeah.
Which one should we do first?
Whichever one you want.
Should we do this one?
Yep.
Right. One of the most known... Wait, I'm reading something else. Hang on a minute. One of the most known... Has that changed?
To what?
That wasn't what I read before.
No.
One of the most known meteor showers is due to peak later on this week. So it's going to be a very big event, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be certainly a very big event. We'll be going to it. It's Halley's Comet. Who's seen Halley's Comet? Because
it was in.
I'm going mad with comments. Who's seen Halley's Comet?
Was it 1986?
Michael's on.
Hello, Michael.
1986. I think it was. I might be wrong on this. I remember seeing it. I think it was 1986, or maybe it was 1986 when it was at the nearest point. I don't know if it was visible.
Well,
so does anybody know?
Just a lot
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 1986.
When I was watching a video on it, as the comments do pop up, a lot of them were saying, "Oh, I saw it in 1986. I saw it in 1986. I saw it in 1986." So I just saw it that many times.
So has anybody seen it? Do they remember where they were seeing it? I can remember very clearly where I was when I saw it.
I don't.
And Abby's never heard of it. Tracy says I'm up for that. Have you seen it, Tracy?
Tracy likes the space.
Oh, she does. But anyway, so you will be able to see this comet streak across the night sky. It'll be at its biggest peak from midnight on Wednesday, the 22nd of October. But prior to that, it will be about... And afterwards it will be about, but if you really want to get it, you're looking at midnight on Wednesday, the 22nd of October.
There's a lot of debris as well. And
that's what you see.
Yeah, and because it has all that, it has loads of gas and stuff, it basically makes it have this trail on the back of it. But it basically, what it does is, it does this, is it orbit, the word is?
Yeah.
Where it has it goes inside a lot, sort of that shape, and it takes between I don't know, something 70
like a
years.
very elongated egg shape.
Much more wider.
Whereas we go around the sun in sort of like a circle.
I suppose you could say it's like that, sort of shape. And it takes like, you know, 70 something years, I think, for it each to do its cycle. I think they do vary, but like round about that time.
So if you live sort of like a normal length of life, you should see it twice in your lifetime. Which I'll see it like twice in my lifetime, as long as I don't drop dead by Wednesday, 12 o'clock.
Let's hope not.
Then I'll miss it.
Well, that hasn't been 70 years, has it? So why are you seeing it?
I think what they're saying, the two things in your life is you see it when it is the nearest to Earth, but you can see it other times. But that's when it's at its brightest. Only comes twice a year, twice in a lifetime. But actually seeing it, you can see it.
And it like, yeah, so it just travels to the sun and Earth back, basically.
Tracy says, "Shut up, Jane."
What did you say?
Anyway, so as it peaks, the annual shower presents a dramatic light show producing up to 20 meteors every hour until the early morning. And it says even if you miss the main show, the phenomenon is expected to be visible for several days either side.
I won't see it.
Why?
I never see anything.
Well, you will do if you're up there.
I don't see anything.
Tracy
Nothing
says she's seen all sorts out there. So yeah, so there's a picture of, not that you probably know what it looks like anyway, it's a load of lights.
Well, I think the reason why he's got his name is because somebody like worked out the fact of it was like, you know, did a repeat thing because they like found some evidence of it being around.
So I had a picture. I haven't got a picture.
Well, just imagine a comet.
I didn't get the picture, so you're just gonna have to imagine this.
Trail.
I've got it. There you go.
Is that it?
Yeah.
There's some better photos.
Well, that's the only one I got.
There are better photos. This is, I suppose you could say this is the most artistic one.
I think it's very pretty.
There are. I know it's pretty. It's just not very focused on it. It's like very far away.
What else you want to see? It's a comet.
Well, you know, back in the really, really olden days, I got a really close shot of it. That's back in the really, really olden days.
Well, yeah, I didn't get the really olden days shot.
But
to
clearly
be honest,
that would have been, you know, more
can't even do that right.
clearer.
Abby says, you know, I won't remember to look for it. She's going to do a live, Abby.
Am I?
Yeah. Tracy says, I even saw the supernova. No.
I don't know.
And it's like jewellery. So, greetings from Cornwall. Got somebody on from Cornwall.
So basically, look out for that on Wednesday.
Or before you might see it.
You might see it somewhere.
Tracy says, I don't know how to add pictures. Yeah, I don't think you can add pictures on a live.
No, you can't.
So, and Deb Naylor, if you're watching from India, you don't need to put it 4 times, love. We know you're watching. Right.
I mean, you can put a link, Tracy. You can do that, I believe. But then again, if you did put a link, people might go over there, which wouldn't be good. So.
Cal says, I got a telephone comment.
Yeah.
Right. So, this is a horse. We like horses, don't we? And let's just get to it. We'll get to the pictures. And it's every morning in Germany, Jenny the horse goes for a walk all by herself. She's been taking the same route for 14 years because her owner can't ride her anymore. Lucky if everybody else doesn't chuck the horse out just because they can't ride it, doesn't it? Locals love her and even clean up after her. She wears a note that says, my name is Jenny. I'm just walking, thank you. Police often get calls, but they know her well and she's never caused any problems. And I just sort of had a little bit of a heart moment then, you know how nice it is. And then there's always somebody that's got to ruin it. Judy Bowles then put a comment. I think I saw an article recently that said she had passed away. To really pee on your chips just when you thought, what a lovely thing. I didn't want to know that she passed away. Anyway, she didn't know for 100%. But he's just walking around. Can you imagine that round here? They'd be going insane. They're pottering about.
Just minding her own business.
Yeah,
give
just
her a bit.
minding
I mean,
her
it would
own
be pretty
business.
nice, wouldn't it? Just have that inside
it's
your
just calm as
community.
anything, isn't it?
Mm.
But they've just accepted it and, you know, not intolerant of it, just tolerant of it, pottering about.
Not
We
moaning
should have a
about
horse
it.
walking around here. It'd be so much more entertaining.
They should really.
Oh.
They should have more horses just walking around.
Uh-huh.
I wonder what the police think, like, you know, just keep getting the phone calls.
Yeah, get sick of it, won't they?
I mean, the locals must obviously, you know, eventually know it, so who's calling?
Yeah. Don't
You
know.
Because everybody else knows it's there.
Abby says beautiful. Tracy says, oh, Jenny. Facel says you're mature and extremely intelligent. I think that might be about you. Abby says, oh my God, I used to love that shot comet. Kernow says, we've got free roaming ponies on Bodmin Moor.
Well, they used to go on about the fact up here, wasn't it, like kangaroos or something? I never saw them.
Well, we had some kangaroos.
Somebody used to go on about it. People used to say about it. I was like, what kangaroos? But I'm sure I said there's kangaroos.
I don't think we've got any kangaroos in Bentham.
Yeah, but like on the moors. But like, I was like, well, aren't they like warm animals? You know? That's what they used to go on about. But they do have horses up there.
What, on the moor?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not like wild horses. It's just somebody has stuck the horses on the moor. There's no kangaroos up there. I haven't seen any kangaroos.
Well, there's mainly wild horses like in Scotland and the Shetlands and stuff like that.
Yeah, and on
Yeah, but does
Bodmin Moor and Dartmoor.
Has she just left the horse?
Yeah, she's just let it out the stable. That's not a wild horse that's been born in the wild.
So does it have a stable to go back to?
Yeah, it's got a head collar on.
Yeah, but it might just left it on there and she let it go.
Yeah, but it's not like a wild one that's living on a moor like the ones in Bodmin or Dartmoor or anywhere like that. Is it?
But I mean, couldn't you like go up there and just basically get a free horse?
Well, yeah, I suppose if you could catch them.
Would the horse mind?
I don't know which horse. I've not spoken to it.
Because I could have one.
Well, you're not going to go on to Bodmin Moor and nick a horse.
Why not?
Well, because you'll get done for it. It's got to be somebody's, hasn't it, I suppose? They'll have roaming rights like on the moors. You get what they're called gates, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're wild horses, aren't they? So they're just...
Yeah, but I think somebody that just because they're wild doesn't mean to say they're not owned by somebody. It's like Mustangs. They're wild, aren't they, over in America and that, and there's wild horses in Australia and places like that.
Yeah, but like they're places where they're proper wildlife, isn't it? You know, where they've got like lions and stuff.
Yeah, but I think you can still have wild horses just because you haven't got lions.
No, they have got lions.
Yeah, we haven't got lions.
Have they got lions? No. They might have lions. They've got kangaroos.
Anyway.
They could have a lion.
Tracy says, you have more than kangaroos in Bentham. Yeah, we do. We have some absolute retards in Bentham. They're so retarded they've even made the Daily Mail. So we know about them. Mark's Random Curiosity says, good evening. Good evening, Mark. So yeah, we've just been talking about kangaroos in Bentham, but I don't think we've got any.
So I didn't just hear it from one person, I heard it from loads of people.
How many?
I don't know, it's a couple of years ago, but like a lot of different people. Enough for me to, you know.
They'd have said it, you wouldn't be able to resist saying something about it.
I'm sure it was kangaroos, I'm sure it was. I'm sure people...
But just because a lot of people say things don't mean to say it's true.
Yeah, but if they all managed to come up with the same story...
I mean, there are some gossips going around Bentham that are known not to be true and lots of people say it.
Yeah, but it's just like what I don't know.
Abby says some real knobs in Bentham. You must know the place, Abby. It's got a right reputation. Is that bad, right? This is no word of a lie, right? In between, we have a wall in between our neighbours and us, right? And it's been falling down for absolutely years. But we're right tucked out of the way of anybody. Right? So nobody can see this wall. So I won't say the agreement because it's between Billy and the neighbour. But Billy made an agreement with the neighbour over something that he would rebuild the wall. And they're quite happy with their agreement. So as Billy always does, he does a brilliant job of everything. So he's, rather than just putting the wall back together again, he's dug out all the footings for it. And it's a big job. And he's gone and got a face stone, the best stone you can get. And he's doing an absolutely brilliant job. But Billy works away loads and loads of times. So he builds this, digs out all this wall over the weekend. And he puts the footings in and he matches all the stones. So it's even got when you're going along a wall, you put one that's upright. I've forgotten what it's called. He used to say what it is, what it was like. And it just makes the wall look really nice. He's even done that and everything. So this wall looks brilliant. Anyway, he goes away then to work for the week. Anyway, a week later, he comes back and he's absolutely knackered. And he's going into the local co-op. And it's like about 5 to 10. So he thinks, I'll just be able to catch the local co-op, get my tea. He's been working all week, God knows what hours. And somebody actually approached him and said, I need to talk about your wall. This isn't the person's anything to do with the wall whatsoever. And they said, people are talking about it, that your wall's fallen down. And he says, and what business is it of anybody else's? He says, well, you know, people are talking in the town about it. But he's like, what? He says, I've been away for a week and I bet there'll be a few choice words in there. I've come back and somebody who doesn't even live near me is worried about my wall. So he turns around and he says, well, when they put the hand in the pocket, he says, I'll tell them about it, but it hasn't fallen down. I've been building it up. So he says, oh, all right. And he was a bit shocked that Billy had a go, but that's what it's like. So we have, so our wall at the moment that affects nobody is talk of the town. So yeah, you're right. There's some real knobs.
There's been other
really
things.
unbelievable.
There's been other things where Billy's knocked something down to rebuild it, and has rebuilt it, and people have gone like, you know, oh it's like fallen down. They've just left it. But actually, they've just, you know, knocked it down to rebuild it, or something like, you know, they've replaced.
No, it wasn't that, right? What happened? This was unbelievable. We're going to go off on a tangent now. This was really unbelievable. So we have this barn, and it got a structural assessment before Billy was old enough to be doing all this sort of stuff. Well, he was still a child, then we left him, didn't do anything with it. Anyway, the structural assessment was wrong. It said it needed to come down about 3 rows and it was going to be all right. It just had this one crack which you could visibly see. But this was before Billy was trained and doing everything. He was only a baby, you know, not a baby, but very young. Anyway, as he grew older, we then decided to do this barn. And he says, it's not, what they've got it structurally wrong. He says, it's not even tied in. He says, the walls are not even tied in. He says, the only thing that's holding that together is a corrugated roof on top of it. So we got the scaffolding put around it. And he was right, as he always is on this sort of thing. And he could actually push the front wall of this barn, flex it, because it wasn't all tied in together. So he quickly had to drop it in a day because it was so dangerous. And his mate and him actually dropped a full barn in a day and dropped it down. Anyway, but prior to this, the barn had got plywood windows. It had window frames, but it was plyboarded up. And so then he built the barn back up in a ridiculous amount of time, and it's absolutely superb. You know, it's past all its regulations. It's perfect. And he built it back up in about 3 or 4 months. Just so unbelievably fast did he build this barn back up. And this is how thick they are. So then so it didn't have plywood windows, and they had broken windows. So then what he did go then,
like just like single glass.
Yeah, single glass. Sorry, and some were broken. Right. So then what he did was, as he built it up to watertight it, he plyboarded all the windows up, right? So then these smash windows weren't there, obviously. They'd gone down with the build. So then it was a fully new built barn with a roof on, a slate roof on, perfect. Not a corrugated roof anymore, a slate roof with plyboard in the windows to protect it over the winter, where he was waiting then to start the project on again in the summer. And somebody was so thick, they actually said to somebody, then they were gossiping about it, and said, he says, I'm going to have to swear, they said, they're right lazy bastards. Instead of putting new windows in, they just plyboarded them up. And that was seriously what somebody thought.
I know,
he rebuilt the barn.
He's actually knocked the full thing down and rebuilt it and put a roof on with beams and, you know,
with beams. I mean, it's absolutely superb.
Well, even the doors, they have stones on each side of the door are matched.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's brilliant. It's absolutely
side.
Superb. And that's and it was just an old knackered barn. It had been used as storage. It was corrugated roof. And they actually said, thought, and not that it was there any of their business, had he have done that, they actually thought that he'd taken the knackered old windows out and just put plyboard on. So they get entertained. He's certainly entertaining. They like to talk about him. It's just so funny though about the wall. Nothing to do with them. Abby says, "Good boy, Billy." Abby likes Billy. But like Tracy says, "You get him told, Billy." Tracy, well, you know Billy, and I think he will have said it not as quite as politely as what I
But the
said.
thing is, like, the wall had loads of like foliage, you know, and stuff as well around it. So like, did they just think that all of this, you know, literally just take every single stone out?
But it doesn't matter if he's got...
I know it doesn't.
What doesn't get...
Like, they
what I don't understand
it's fallen down when it's actually...
Yeah, but what would it matter?
I know it hasn't, but that's what the mentality is. The fact is that they think that's fallen down. When how do they think it's all just suddenly disappeared?
But it had all been falling down for about 10 years. The previous owner had done nothing to it. Then they've got 2 new owners who've decided between themselves to sort this wall out, and then suddenly it's Billy's fault. It's always whatever happens here is Billy's fault. It's like the one of them come round and he says to him, this is hilarious, he's a night alcoholic, and he comes up to Billy and he says, and Billy had said something about what he'd done. I can't remember what it was about, something about shouting drunk or something. Anyway, come back and he says to him, he says anyway, he says, don't you should stop with your effing dog letting it shit on my yard. And Billy goes, I ain't got a dog. He got blamed for that, didn't he? Billy got blamed for letting his dog poo on somebody else's yard when he ain't even got a dog. So poor Billy gets blamed for anything. Mark's Random Curious says, so that's what the Punk Floyd song was about. Gary says you should play the theme tune to Neighbours on full blast. Seems a weird village town. Well, if I'll get the link for you. We're in the Daily Mail, unfortunately, not us, but the town. Just Google it, Gary, and I'll try, and if we get to a quiet point when she's talking, I'll get the link. Abby says, I love men that can build walls. Well, you love Billy. He's an exceptional wall builder, Abby. He is absolutely superb at it. Tracy says, me too. Carl says, I've built a Lego wall, Abby. And Abby says, ooh, that'll do me, Carl. Bruce says, I love that you look anemic even in good light setting. Well, that's good. If you love anemic people, Bruce, thank goodness we've made you feel better tonight. Tracy says, if it's a good stonework, but yeah, you had to board it up to protect it. Bruce says, have a carrot. I wish you'd have a carrot, and I'll tell you where to put it. Bruce says, wow, such a joke. You must be in the life of the party with such a huge joke. You're still staying on though, Bruce, aren't you? And Motorhead's on. Hello. So yeah, so there you go. Anyway,
Prince Andrew.
has anybody heard of Prince Andrew? Put your hands up.
Well, so Prince Andrew, for those of that are from a different country,
From a different world, I think.
Yeah, I'll just quickly, say Prince Andrew is the fifth. I think it's the fifth in line to the throne. That's what you said anyway. And he is like he's a second born to Queen Elizabeth, which would therefore
Abby's
mean
put loads of sick emojis.
before Charles had children, he was second in line for the throne.
Yeah.
And if Charles wasn't born, he would be king, which would be different. But yes, obviously Prince. No, oh no, it's not Prince anymore, is it?
No, he is Prince.
What, until like a week's time?
Yeah, they'll go for that because that is the birthright. And
I thought the name title had taken away. I know they're taking away Duke of York?
Yeah, but they haven't actually. This is the thing that a lot of people won't realise is they haven't actually taken it off him. All they've done is said you can't use it, and he's got the Duke of York, and he's got a Garter of the Honours or something like that, and he's the Earl of somewhere in Scotland, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. He's still all got that, and the HRH title. He has
Scotland.
It's not Scotland. I can't remember where it is, but he's an Earl of somewhere. Might be Edinburgh. Anyway, it's somewhere. And somebody will comment on here who is Prince Andrew, the Earl of. So somebody will know it. And he's not lost any of those titles. They've just been relinquished. They've not been taken off him. So effectively, he is still the Duke of York, the Earl of wherever, and a few other things. And His Royal Highness, he's still a HRH. They haven't taken it off him. They've just not told him he's not allowed to use it. The only way you can take it off him is through the King and Parliament, and it's for people who have committed treason or fought for another country. So effectively,
He just put another flag inside his hand.
I think they'll get rid of it. I think it'll push on because they do once they get on with something, they push on again, don't they? So now they're pushing on to. So he's got rid of all that. It's still Prince Andrew because that's a birthright, but there will be enough public pressure now to they'll say get rid of Prince. They'll start it, and the Prince will be gone.
Well, people like say
He'll be getting rid of his washing machine in 3 weeks' time. They'll be saying, "You've got. I've spoken to the King, and I've relinquished my washing machine because Jeffrey Epstein had a washing machine."
Well, I think William hates him even more, doesn't he?
William can't stand him, can he?
Well, it was at the funeral, weren't they? And William wouldn't talk to him. I mean, there was no interaction though with Charles. I think Charles was just had so far forward, he only talked to one person, I think. But they people say like fact of like, or Harry should have the same thing as.
No way.
But Harry hasn't done what
No, Harry shouldn't. No way.
Harry's just doing just basically left the monarchy. That's it.
Anyway, we weren't really going to talk about Prince Andrew because obviously we don't talk about things that are in the news. But I just thought this was interesting that Sarah Ferguson's birthday parties had to be cancelled, and it was supposed to be an extravagant birthday party, and it was because it was rocked by the Epstein scandal. So she's also lost her title as the Duchess of York, and it was due to be celebrating her 66th birthday. And the just reason why I covered it was one's because they're not even going on with the birthday now, but this is what they do, isn't it? Who would go? And extravagant, unless it's extravagant between them. It can't invite Jeffrey's dead.
So who else is going to invite?
The other one's locked up. There's no way William and that'll go. King won't go. So I just wondered who was going. That was why I just thought, does anybody know who would be going to this extravagant?
There might be somebody inside the next town on.
I suppose extravagant doesn't mean to say a lot of people. You just imagine it there from that word, don't you? It just means, a lot going on, doesn't it? Like money-wise and over the top. But you think with all that's going on with them, and he's got, and all the, he's not really got much earning power because he can't go work somewhere, can he? That the last thing he can be spending money on a 66, and she's had all that scandal with her, hasn't she? With the emails as well.
Well, he's having to pay for that house, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's gonna run out of money at some point because he hasn't got any. He can't earn any, can he?
No. But you just wonder why.
You think he'd downsize because, I said, he got 72 bedrooms.
Oh, it's a massive house.
Which realistically, really does not need.
Royal Lodge, isn't it? It's absolutely massive. Abby says dirty animal. Cal says my cousin did go put with Paul Burrell in about 1977. He came round to our house. He was strange then. My cousin did go out with Paul Burrell in about 1977. So who came round to your house, Paul Burrell or Prince Andrew? Oh.
We best not say anything about that, really, I feel to say.
And Abby says, and that ginger woman, she was terrible. I mean, she's an absolute terror. But she'd emailed Epstein because he'd loaned her some money. And she'd said on the news that he was the P word. And then she said that he'd sent an email saying he was going to sue her for defamation, when you can't sue someone for defamation when it's the truth. So there's something not right there. But she was ambassador or patron, but head of loads of children's charities. So she's had that false lie all that time.
I don't know that situation.
Oh, it's like so somebody's gone and abused a load of animals and got prosecuted for it by the RSPCA, and then they're the patron of the RSPCA, isn't it? You know what I mean?
We're talking about her. Oh, I think I know what we're talking about.
If they've associated, the most vulnerable people in society are children, aren't they? Yet he had been prosecuted for child abuse. Yet she was. You wouldn't speak to anybody, would you? You wouldn't even say hello to them or contact them.
But even then, it puts Andrew more in because it's like that's his wife, isn't it?
His ex-wife.
Close enough.
Andrew says all the royals are weirdos.
It's not like they've distanced themselves because they're still in contact, aren't they? Because they're living with each other.
Abby says I would go if there was free food.
I think there will be.
There will be free food, Abby, but unfortunately they're not having it anymore because of this little misdemeanor with a man called Epstein. There's a few people chatting about it, and they just think it's probably not worth it.
I think it made a few papers.
I think it's just local ones like the Guardian and stuff like that.
My son.
Gary says Fergie's broke and stays with Andrew regularly. They both have done a lot of things we find out soon, hopefully. I know it just keeps giving, doesn't it, Gary?
The thing is,
there's one thing after another with them.
His child's just going up to him and just going, what else is there to come? Like, what is there? And probably won't like.
But where are these emails coming from?
I don't, what do you mean?
Well, it's been Epstein died. God. Was prosecuted, I can't remember the exact year, 2005, 2008, roundabout there, didn't he? A long time ago, 15 years ago. So emails were fairly new then, weren't they? So where are all these emails suddenly coming from?
Unless somebody's had them.
Somebody's drip feeding them, aren't they?
What about they'll drown themselves?
Which they're rubbing their hands on it. Right, eeny, meeny, miny,
It's like
mo.
if I have like, it's a bit like, you know, because if like if I have like loads of shorts suddenly, and
Yeah.
I just like have them already on private, and I'm like working myself through them, like which one shall I put on today? And then I'm like, he's like, or she, either which is like, which one shall I? Which email shall I leak today? Now, should I leak that one? 'Cause that
all
one's
sat
really, that
around.
one's just gonna like
Put the
completely
kettle
floor
on.
him.
Just put the kettle
Now
on.
that one's just gonna start stirring it up. So how should I do it? Should I? Do you think I should like build it? He might be talking to his wife or husband and going, do you think I should like maybe like sort of start slowly, like the more plainer ones that are bad but not too bad, and then start building to a big one, and then still put them out, the slower ones, like, you know, sort of thing.
She's there going, put Fergie in, go put Fergie into there. Go on, go on. No, I want to leave Fergie till Thursday. No, put it in. Oh, this is so excited. It's like when you put your shorts on, you're still excited about it, aren't you? I wonder which one they'd like and stuff like that when she puts them on, and that's like, it must be like, mustn't it? When you, and who's managed to get hold of those emails?
Yeah, but it's like if they see an article,
because that's not, nobody's ever put on where these emails
but
are
it's
coming
like
from.
if they see an article, you know, it's like, and they think that article wouldn't have exist if it wasn't for me putting out that email. You know?
But he won't remember everything he's done, will he? Because if you're doing things like that, it's like you're not going to remember every single thing. So he must be basically pooing himself, thinking, what can be coming out
next? There'll be some
next?
things that he will remember though, which you'll be thinking he'll like go around his brain. Obviously, he denies everything, but yeah, think what you want.
Yeah, but I don't think you can.
I'm just doing what Patrick does, okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, so what you're repeating is all in the papers.
I'm just doing what Patrick says.
I think
'Cause that's what
I think it
Patrick
kind of
says.
becomes fact now.
Yeah.
I think when he's relinquished his HRH title and the Duke of York after this has been said, it's sort of like he's kind of admitted it.
And he paid her off, didn't he?
And I think as every single person in the whole world is talking about him, and every single news channel, just loads of YouTubers and everything, you'd be a bit unlucky if he comes to sue you for saying one sentence. Can you imagine that?
I mean, you know, if he did, it would get the
Get a lot of publicity anyway.
Yeah, but no, I mean, by the fact if he would like distance himself of what he's done, like it's a smoke
I don't
screen,
think
isn't
he's
it?
ever got. He couldn't put even. Well, he hasn't got. Well, I don't know. They say he hasn't got any money, but even with all the money, if he got loads of money, the amount of people that said stuff about it, he couldn't physically sue them all because it's too big.
Well, like,
and if you sue somebody for something like that, you don't know what more would be coming out about it, and also it just keeps it in the public domain.
If Charles wasn't born or Charles didn't have any children, he could either be second in line for the throne or could be king because, you know, obviously he's younger than Charles. So, you know, he could have been king.
Yeah, but he would have probably acted differently if he was king, wouldn't he?
I suppose so. Well, I suppose they would have kept him a lot more tighter, wouldn't they?
So anyway, Gary's saying about stays with Andrew regularly. I thought she lived with him. Up the RA says his money investments earn money. Carl says Paul Burrell that went round. Tracy says I know Paul was in the thick of it. Carl says they met at Buxton Catering College. Abby does sick emotions, putrid posh pricks. Gary said inside politicians release snippets to the press. So why have they not released it till now? Who's had these emails for all this time? Or is it Trump that... I bet it's Epstein files with Trump, isn't it? But still. Because he said he would release some of it. So obviously it's probably Trump there. It's
Probably is. He's probably going to what's his wife called? I can't think what his wife called.
it's Milana, isn't
Milana.
it? No, was that the other
Milani?
one? What's Trump's wife called? I always thought, no, Milana was the other one, wasn't it? His first wife, or the wife before. No, because he's had Ivanka, Melania. I can't remember what his wife's called. Anyway, I bet they're sat there. I bet it's them.
Well, he is quite busy, you know, stopping wars and stuff, whatever he does. So he's probably like doing it in between. So like, you know, if he's if he's having a day off, we're getting an email.
Yeah.
That's probably what's happening.
When he's going on a long flight.
Or he could have them scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's got like a flight and he's got like 5 minutes spare, he might just go, right, which one's coming out today?
And if it is Melania, I can't remember her first name now. She's going...
The first lady. Is the first lady?
Yeah. Go and put one out. Go on tonight. Go on.
Or she
go
might
on."
be managing them.
Yeah.
You could have said, look, here you go.
There's your 450 emails, and after the emails, remember the pictures. I don't have these pictures.
And then right at the end, put the video out.
Oh dear, you got to laugh, haven't you? Jess says hello from Cornwall. Hello.
Hello.
Abby says send them to Switzerland. What's Switzerland done wrong to you, Abby? Jess says what happens? They get rid of all the titles. Yeah, but they haven't got rid of them all yet.
If he
have
does,
they?
he's just like us, but obviously not exactly like us.
Well, no.
Obviously not like
I
us.
mean, we're commoners, but
but-
not that common.
You know, we're just like,
No,
you know.
I don't think he'll. I don't think there's many people like him. Abby says Andrew didn't sweat at the time, liar. I know, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? When he did that interview with Emily Maitlis and said he didn't sweat.
It's just like, it's not, you know, it's like not a very believable thing to say.
Well, it's not, is it?
You know.
And it just happened. I mean, it is a condition. It is a factual condition, but it's just convenient that it's very rare. It's just convenient that he had it, isn't it?
But then does he still have it now?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, is it gone?
Well, it will be. Well, he'll certainly be sweating now, won't I? Bet he's sweating now.
Surprise?
No, because they caught him with the picture, didn't they? Coming out of nightclub.
Yeah, but how did the condition go?
Well, because it wasn't convenient for the interview at that point of time. It wasn't there, was it?
What?
Well, he needed that.
Yeah, but
didn't
what I'm
he?
saying is, does he still have that condition now?
No,
So what? How exactly? How's it gone then?
I don't know. That's just what he said, wasn't it? He said it in the interview. He said, well, it's a funny thing, because she'd said, oh, I can never remember how, Giuffre. Anyway, Virginia, just call her Virginia, because I can never. Giuffre, isn't it? Giuffre. Virginia Giuffre. She said that while he was dancing with her at the Tramps nightclub, it was disgusting because he was profusely sweating. And that's what that Emily Maitlis said in the same sort of words. And he said, oh, well, that's a funny thing because I have this condition and I can't sweat. But I can now. Every time Trump releases an email.
Or Trump's wife, who's in charge. Puts it out there.
And then it said he'd flown, like 4,000 miles across the Atlantic to tell Epstein that he didn't want to be friends no more.
It's not very environmentally friendly.
No, it's not. But that's what he didn't think to ring him or send an email or just say,
oh, look,
F you, you're a paedophile, so I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not even going to give you a reason. He decided to fly all the way over. And then he said to Maitlis that he never had any contact with him after that. But then there's an email, isn't there? The first one, because there'll be more, won't there? If they're trundling them out, they're obviously getting loads of enjoyment.
There's no point putting more like once. It could be too overwhelming, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you public have got to. It's too much
it's got to be
information.
drip-fed for us,
And it's
you know.
better being drip fed. It's so exciting, isn't it?
It keeps it going, doesn't it?
Prolongs the pain for him.
Keeps it going.
There's been a lot of those girls, haven't they? Have been through a lot of pain, so he obviously they went through a lot. So
Well, they will have ruined their lives, so he might as well ruin his.
Carl says even Charles was having an affair behind Diana's back. I know, but to be fair, not that I agree with affairs. It was women, wasn't it? We're talking, consensual women, not like what's happened with the others. Dave says Harry is probably pleased that his uncle is getting grief instead of him. I know it's gone off them, hasn't it? But it's like with them and people saying about stripping their titles. I'm not bothered whether they do or they don't. It doesn't bother me. Whereas Andrew, I think it should definitely. I mean, what do people think? Do they think Harry and Meghan should have the title stripped?
But it's like saying, they've done the same as he's done when they haven't, have they? They've just sort of like,
it wouldn't. I mean, like Prince Andrew, I definitely agree that he should be stripped. He shouldn't be a prince. He shouldn't be anything. He shouldn't be living in Royal Lodge and anything like that. But Harry and Meghan, I wouldn't care if they kept them or stripped them. It doesn't bother me because they haven't done anything like that.
They're just, doing what they're doing, aren't they?
I don't think there'd be enough public pressure on it because they have half and half, don't they? People either like them or don't like them. they've got a lot of people that do like them, where the press like to put it that they don't. They obviously do, because she sells out of everything, doesn't she? And people watch their documentaries and stuff like that. So they've obviously got people that like them. Whereas Andrew,
I mean, I think they do some, you know, some cringeworthy stuff, but I think they're still fine. Can't really take the title just because they've done
they
some,
don't bother me in the slightest
cringy
either
stuff.
way.
You know, I don't really, you know, if nobody talked about them, it wouldn't really bother
So
me.
when you see her making all the jam, and the people are so obsessed, they'll go, and she was making jam dressed in white. And I think I wouldn't even
they do
think
take
of
it
that.
to extremes, like, you know, end.
I wouldn't think like that. I mean, I couldn't even put a white thing on without getting it look like I've just walked past a muck spreader. I would never wear white, because I'm one of these people that just attract stains, and some people can wear it, can't they? I can't. And our washing machine doesn't like white. Gary says she stays once a month when she's in London, apparently. I thought she lived there. Tracy says they're all corrupt. Abby says Andrew's face makes me feel ill. It does with me. It's disgusting, isn't it?
He just hasn't got...
Has everybody seen that video of William, and they're at the funeral, and he stood there and Andrew tries to talk to him? Oh, God,
I think
William's face.
The people, you know, like Andrew, do have a certain look to them.
And his face makes me feel sick. And he's so smug, and he's laughing at a funeral.
Oh, I know, he's like making jokes and stuff, and it's like you're at a funeral.
Yeah.
You know,
And
not the place.
And it's so obvious that with William being in his position, that anybody that talks to William is going to get on video, aren't they? Without a doubt, somebody's going to film them because of obviously his position. So he knew. So it was all about him. Because if he wanted to keep him out of the limelight, think, right, well, I'm not talking to William, I'm not going to talk to the king.
Well, where
I'm going to get filmed.
There was the back bit where people were talking, which that was the bit where, you know, people were like at the back, so he could have just been there.
Yeah, but he had to be at the front, didn't he? And then Anne walked off, and then he walked with her, and then he had to backtrack and go back like he was looking for somebody. It was all a big scene, wasn't it? Like, you never even really noticed Anne there. She just had a little chat and then...
And just, you know, does what...
then just scuttled off.
And never does anything wrong.
Could hardly notice Kate. Basically, all eyes were on him. That's it.
Kate wasn't near Andrew, was she?
No. Tracy says mine too, Abby. Carl says, does anyone think Harry is James Stewart's son? Ooh, Carl, naughty. Does anybody think that? Abby says, and that ginger thing's face too. Oh, she's just... they just no shame, have they? And when she tried to sell connections to him, didn't she? But that's what gets me with her, is the charities are now dropped her as soon as obviously the SHIT hit the fan. But everybody knew that she tried to sell connections to Prince Andrew. So why would you want her as anything to do with your charity? You wouldn't, would you?
I really don't know that situation fully.
Well, it's like somebody coming to me and without you knowing and saying, oh, I want to get to Matilda, and I'll give you 15 grand if you let me get in contact with her and befriend her and use her. And me going, oh yeah, that's what it was. Because they knew they could make, because of him as a royal at the time, well, still a royal, but you know what I mean, as in, I think he was, it was a working royal. They knew they could get connections, so she did. The News of the World did an undercover coup, didn't they? And they said they were giving her money to get connected to Andrew, because obviously.
I just don't see what connection they're gonna get. What are they gonna gain?
Like if he endorsed anything that they did or anything like that. So it's a royal connection, isn't it? It's like anything, isn't it? If you just got a picture. So if you got a picture with the king. Or if he picked up the king, imagine the king picking up your CD and saying, oh, I've listened to this, it's absolutely brilliant. Your sales would go through the roof. So any connection is good. She's thinking now, right.
Charles,
right, I've got to just
get time to see the higher. Anyway, let's get straight to the point.
Tracy says Harry isn't Charles. Oh, Tracy's obviously got inside information, you know. How do you know this, Tracy? Definitely James. That's why there's difficulties now. And we were saying a bit about this the other night, Tracy, along those lines. Mr. Spliffy says John has made a swear word. I love it. Gary says he's sweating buckets now. Yeah, that's what I said, Gary. Agree. Abby says, yeah, he must have hyperhidrosis now. And, and Tracy says, and piles. Oh, you gotta laugh. Gary says, yes, take titles off Harry and wife too. The documentaries are in trouble too, losing money. That's why he's trying to make peace with Charles. Yeah, like,
They're just
it's
family
each their own,
issues,
but
aren't they? It's just like...
I mean, I don't care if they do, if they took the titles off. I really don't care. But yeah, I can understand why I'd want to make connections back with Charles because of all the things that have been going on. Tracy says, I can't wear white. It's true, Tracy, isn't it? You just get like a bit of makeup on or anything. I don't know how people manage to wear white. Or you can't even sit on a park bench if you're wearing white, can you?
No.
Just any little bit of, sitting in the car. So imagine sitting in there in a white jumpsuit. Just look like the mechanic by the time I pulled out of Bentham. No, so I can't wear white, Tracy. Thank you so much, Dave. You're an absolute
Thank you very
superstar.
much.
That's really kind of you. Thank you very much.
Very
Dave
nice.
has given a super thanks, and
Yes.
that's absolutely brilliant. And
Thank you very much.
Obviously helps to keep the channel going. Abby says, yes, he's a smug ass. That's not about you, by the way, Dave. We're still on about Andrew. Gary says, I was fourth in line to the throne, but was queuing for a toilet at Glastonbury. That's worth a round of applause. Well done, Gary. That's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love it.
It is very funny, is that?
That was really funny. I was fourth in line for the throne, but was queuing for the toilets at Glastonbury. I love it. Carl says, show Matilda a picture of James Hewitt and see what she thinks.
I've seen it all.
We
don't
have
worry.
seen it, but we
I
have to
know.
be careful because we
I'm not-
say anything.
we're
We just
doing
don't
enough
want to
with
get sued
Andrew.
by anybody.
We're doing enough talking about Andrew.
So that's why we're just keeping it like this and not actually saying anything.
I have a
Carl. Yeah, she's got her own opinion on it, but as I say,
No comment.
as we have no fact, like with Andrew, there's actual fact, it's in the newspapers. We're only repeating what's in the newspapers. For the other one,
We're just not getting involved in
we're
that
just
one.
not getting involved in that one because we don't want to get on the wrong side of the king who has lots of money. Pronosis says, do you have any pets? It's a bit of a changer, isn't it? And the questions.
I have 2 fish, a rabbit, and a cat.
Yes. Abby says, I can wear white. It must be an old lady problems with stains. I don't mean the stains are coming from there, Abby. I mean, you know, like when you're getting in and out the wagon and the car and even the car. And just like walking, but not from there, Abby. Michael says, Andrew is not the only one involved. So was Trump and Elon Musk.
Well, no comment.
Yeah, Trump's got a lot of money as well, and so's Elon Musk. Tracy says,
I think I did one thing though. I think whatever her name is said inside the book that's coming from the lady. I can't remember the name of now. The one that's made all this. Well, she hasn't made it all. Obviously, she just spoke about it. But inside the book, somebody who got to see it first of all, one of the reporters, he says that Trump's not had any bad light.
Yeah, we saw that. There was an interview, wasn't there, when we were researching everything for the show, and it said that he's not been put in a bad light in the book. He's mentioned, but not put in a bad light. But there are a few others that have been put in a bad light. Is anybody going to buy the book? For Virginia's. Tracy says, oh, I've just clicked something. It says, in 12th follower on your site, I used to be first, but I know I've been missing for personal reasons. Well, I don't know about that. Tracy says, I thought we weren't talking much about this. No, we weren't, but everybody else started putting comments, so we just sort of like started chatting about it. Anyway, it's quite interesting. So anyway, if anybody was invited, the Duchess of York's birthday party has been cancelled. So that's what we said about 45 minutes ago.
Make other
so
plans.
best not do anything and go there and make other plans. Tracy says, I'd rather read your book. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Right. Oh, and that's what I was going to say, and I'll put the link onto my channel. I am doing a video on the Prince Andrew thing. One being because, I'll say about it in the video, but it says about how it asked his royal protection officer to dish the dirt on Virginia, and that's not what happened in our case in court. Not from them, obviously, but that's what the abuser did, and he did exactly the same. So it's quite interesting how the general public are absolutely horrified about this, but yeah, a few people around here thought it was quite acceptable. So I'm going to be doing a video out comparing the two. So if you look at that, and I'll put my account on so that you can follow, and that video will be coming out tomorrow. So there you go.
Yes, so if you're interested in any other Andrew people, and you want to see
Can I
that,
put a
then
video? I'll put the link on.
the
And the
link is
video will be coming
on.
out.
There's already some other videos about stuff like that on the account.
Well,
as
there'll be loads coming out of different stuff, because obviously I'm exposing it all. So if anybody, it's exclusive. It'll have exclusive footage on it. So if you want to follow my account, if I can get back on, I'll put it on Matilda's now.
Yes, it's coming right now. Let me just have a look here.
Right, link.
Oh, right, so
I'm putting it on now. Can everybody follow? Because there is going to be some exclusive footage about somebody, and it'll be a very entertaining video. The link is there, so you can just click on that and subscribe. Dave says, look forward to that. Thank you, Dave. Abby says, I'd rather read no books. Abby says, it sounds good, but you just know it's going to be crap. Tracy says, I'm usually the same, Abby, but I had to read Matilda's, obviously. I really enjoyed it.
well, I think you were considering, weren't you? I mean, I can't read it. I mean, you know, I went into Waterstones with my friend the other day, and I was like, I don't know. Because the thing is, my friend, she's like such a big book reader, and I'm not. So it's like, you know, because obviously I don't know what it says. So, but yeah, I have just put some gummies inside the fridge. I've made my own sweets today.
Oh, well done, you.
They should be ready tomorrow. I made them. I used because I went down to the shop, and I don't know what time it is, but there's a certain time if you go, a lot of things are reduced, and I'm gonna start, you know, going down more at that time, because there's loads of things reduced for really cheap prices, and you know, things I like, so I'm like, good, you know, things. And they had a lot of strawberries reduced for 68 pence. And they weren't like really, you know, soggy, really off strawberries. They're actually, you know, decent strawberries. So I was like, this is good. So I bought them, and I thought, what should I actually do with these strawberries now? So I have made a Victoria sponge, and I'm going to do like a special like cream instead of like usual traditional Victoria sponge, just a little bit different. So I made that, but I also made some sweets, because of basically I thought, why not make some sweets? So all I've done is literally blended strawberries, dates, two dates, half a banana. I basically just gone for whatever fruit. I had this orange, but it was an orange, and I just like chopped it. I don't even know where it came from, but I chopped it. Well, it came from the fridge, but I don't know before then. And I chopped it, and it was red inside. So I was like,
it's a blood orange.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I thought, well, I'll put a bit more of that in. So does blood orange have much of a different taste?
A little bit, but no, I always found them a lot more bitter. Like a mix between a grapefruit and an orange.
Well, I put that in as well, and then I put some lemon in, but I didn't actually have any lemon, so I used lime. I put some lime in, blended that all together, put some honey in with it, and then I put it on the heat and cooked it like, you know, medium heat just for a little minute. Then I put loads of gelatin in it. I do need to, like, because I am sort of like doing more veggie things, but you know, this is my first stage of doing this, so I was like, but the thing is about gelatin, isn't it like the hooves that they use?
You can use both, can't you? You can have like vegetarian. You can have vegetarian gelatin.
Yeah, but what is? I don't even know if this one is vegetarian. Well, what is gelatin made out of?
I think it's like the offcuts of the animal, like the bones and that. They boil them down.
Now the thing is, yes,
I'm not 100% sure on that. I just think it is.
I know. Well, obviously vegetarian means you don't eat the meat stuff. And obviously this wouldn't work because if everybody just stopped eating the meat, then they wouldn't do it. But if they are still going to do it, which obviously they are because a lot of people eat meat, it is good to using every single part of the animal. You know. But so anyway, I used gelatin because I had some inside the cupboard. It was like this, like I don't know, like inside the tube, and it wasn't like powder. It was like a clear, like syrup. So I poured that in when I was cooking it, stirred that, and then I put it inside these moulds, and then they're inside the fridge now. And they should be ready tomorrow, and then they should hopefully be like some proper actual gummies. Because of, obviously when you buy sweets inside the shops, you've actually no idea what's inside of them, and they're pretty much, you're gonna get sugar. As if this one has only natural sugar, which is really good. So it'll make basically, you're not really being guilty about it because it's got gelatin in it, but it isn't really like a fully bad thing, like health wise. So actually, and also isn't much of that in. So really, you're eating some health gummies, which is really good.
Anyway, there you go. So the clocks go back on the 26th of October this year.
I want to ask a question. Do you think it's ridiculous the fact that the clocks go back?
Well, let me just tell them so they're all ready. Because I have missed it some years. I have, even with the news. So I just thought we'd better put it on before everybody knows. So everybody knows. So the clocks go back on the 26th of October. It marks a return to Greenwich Mean Time and the end of British summertime. And the changing of the clocks has been taking place for well over a century. So, quick question. Does anybody know what year it started?
Well, nobody knows, no.
How do you know? We've only just asked them.
Watched a lot of videos on it. Nobody knows, really.
Well,
they're roundabout ideas.
Well, when it was first used, then that people knew about it, when it was sort of like a public major thing. What was the year it was first used? It might have been used periodically with little bits, but generally as what people think the date is. What date was it?
But why can't we just, I understand you've got to have different times from where you're at, because obviously, like, at one point inside England, different parts of England, like, different counties, what I've had completely different times. So you could go on a train in one, area, travel 3 hours. Then you should go on a train in one area at 1 o'clock, travel 3 hours, and when you get there, it'll still be 3 o'clock.
No.
1 o'clock, sorry.
Amazing.
Still be 1 o'clock. So that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because really you've just done a lot of travelling without actually spending any time. But obviously if you went back, then you'd waste loads of time. But the thing is, I think it all fully came in place. Oh, I'm saying the reason.
What? You weren't going to say it, were you?
No, I don't think.
Right, Dave's the nearest at the moment.
I'm not saying the same. I don't think I'm saying the same reason as you. I'm saying for a different reason. I think one of the things was. Can I just say this?
Yeah.
I think one of the things was as well for like trains, because they needed everybody to know at the same time.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Gary likes horses.
Right.
I love that. I could play that video over and over and over again. It was so funny because Ruben is not saying that Matilda is a professional actor, she is, but Ruben is he lives that life, doesn't he? And he's so professional. So he got asked how his character was the same as the character he was playing. So obviously we didn't show the whole of it. It was for a short. So he gets really in depth with it and saying about it and everything. And then they turn to Matilda and she goes, I like horses.
I think I was just laughing off another joke as well. So I was like...
Oh, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
But I wasn't like... I said the fact.
Tracy says, I've just become the 13th best follower. You must get notified then. We don't see this. Thanks for the hashtags, Abby. Tracy says, oh no, not the clocks. Dave says 1914, Abby 1870, Gary 1970, and Abby 1920. It's actually 1916. There are a few different things saying about it, but when it was mainly used, this is what the main thing was. The first country to make use of daylight saving time was Germany in 1916 during World War I. It was intended to maximise evening daylight, meaning less heating and lighting was needed, reducing fuel consumption during wartime.
Well, they're going about the fact of, gives people more light. But what about in winter? It doesn't.
And Tracy says, should we still do the clock? So what do people think? Should we still bother with this?
I think we should just stick with summer.
So what are people's thoughts on that? Should we still have
the
clocks going back?
Sure, in winter it's maybe it's not as cozy and stuff, but still. But they like the whole economy and stuff. The fact of it means people got to go out more and do stuff. But I'm like, people keep forgetting about winter. What about in winter? It's cold and it gets dark early.
Michael
I know
says
they can't
lighter
fix the
mornings and
coldness,
darker
but-
nights. I think they should not change it, personally, in my opinion.
But they say, you know, it actually causes I don't know how, but it actually causes heart attacks and you know, messes up sleep patterns and stuff. You know, it's just a damn nuisance, basically.
I just don't see the point of it, because you'd be then, I mean, in the middle of winter,
And they say also the
it
fact that
goes
kids have
dark,
to go
doesn't
to
it?
school in the dark, which is
it
also,
gets dark about
you know,
4:30, doesn't it? You know, so you would actually still then have 5:30, wouldn't you? So no, I don't think they should change it. Anders says it was when the railway arrived that we got the same time throughout the country. Dave says both of those videos are brilliant. Thank you very much. Abby says, yes, I love changing the clock. Yes, I'm weird. Tracy says, I'll be getting up early and bed early now. So no, I don't like it, but there you go. Is that everything?
there was something I want to talk about. I was just trying to think about it. My mind's very blank today. Extremely blank. No, I can't really think of what it is, to be honest. I know we keep saying that we're going to be doing a live concert, and we are going to do it. It is going to happen. It will happen, don't worry, I just need to get around to it. And I will have some videos as well coming from Bridal Bay when I actually get it, you know, decide when it's going to go on. So I want to like keep some for when the film's actually out as well. And also, if you haven't already checked Far Away out, please do. Far Away, the music video is out right now, which is very exciting. All filmed in France. It was very good. It was very good indeed, and I'm very happy with it. And the lyric video out is as well, which lyric videos are very difficult to make. Not too much.
It takes hours. I don't know how she bothers.
It literally, that lyric video, how long would you say that lyric video took me to make?
Oh, it's a day's work.
No, it wasn't just a day, it was days.
Oh, sorry, days. It's a day's work.
It was literally days. I was like probably a week, I'd say. Obviously, I did things in between, you know, it wasn't that long. But I would literally be hours. Because of it's mainly because of the thing won't load, and then it's because I have to transfer it from different like apps and stuff. And then obviously spelling it, and then I would like do it, and then it was spelt wrong after I've like edited it on, and then I have to get everything moving inside the same timing, and I have to choose what videos I actually want to use. And then if say I'm like using a picture one, and it's not like, actually a picture one is easier if I'm like doing like a cartoon thing, it's actually easier than me putting it onto a video of myself. It's actually easier. I had to do a mixture of that, and then the clips of the road. I did want to do the full thing of just road, to be honest, but I thought that you know, I might be a bit boring, but I personally wanted to do that. But then I thought it probably will be quite boring, and also I didn't really have enough footage for that as well, because I only had like 3 minutes footage, and I think it's longer than that as a song. But that footage was all from France as well.
So Mark's Random Curiosity says, wouldn't we go into Greenwich Mean Time though, and it would be British summertime that gets scrapped? Abby says Taylor news. Well, I'll read these out and then I'll leave her with you with that, Abby. Gary says, I hated clocks going back on 12-hour nights, ended up doing 13 hours. Tracy, what a concert. Michael says British summertime should be kept all year round. Francis says, who here likes prawn sandwiches? Michael says, Abby, don't cry. So I'm going to put a link here, and it's to a video on my channel. Will you please watch it? And it's about DHL, and it's shocking. I sold something on eBay, and so it goes through eBay. You don't do the booking of the DHL, and it was a bulky parcel, and that's the only choice you have on eBay. So I printed the label off, nothing to do with me, because they pay for it and everything. They take the money out of your account and pay for it, and put it on the parcel, and waited. And they said they were going to pick it up between 10 and 6 o'clock. Anyway, they never did. So I contacted them, and there is no way of speaking to a human being. So it said, your parcel is still going to be collected tonight. Your delivery driver is running late. So obviously I just believed that and thought it was coming by. The next day it hadn't come, and you couldn't contact anybody. It just kept saying your delivery parcel will be collected. So in the end I put a message on Facebook and said, when is anybody coming? You couldn't contact anybody. Anyway, I got a phone call straight away from them, and saying that they'd had difficulties, and that they were going to refund me. Anyway, I said, well, you've rung me, so I said, I'm not going to give you any details, but what I'll do is ring back tomorrow. and ring the line. So I contacted DHL the next day and contacted them on their Facebook, and they rang me, and the scam was absolutely unbelievable. They I don't know how they've done it, and this is the same that happened with Billy with Barclays Bank. Billy was in contact with Barclays Bank and they sent a link through, and it had been intercepted. How it's been intercepted, I don't know. And it says put your PIN in. Well, Billy knows never to put a PIN in. But as far as he knew he was on the in contact with Barclays Bank, and this is how clever they've become now. So now DHL, how whether it's in house or not, I don't know, but they tried to take £270 out of my account.
Oh,
So it says we're going to take a code, going to send you a code. So I said, this can't be right. This is too much hard work to get a refund, because you can just refund back onto the card. So I contacted Barclays while he was on the phone, and luckily they then stopped it from being taken out of my account, but they had applied to take 270 out initially. God knows how much they would have taken out. So DHL, because you cannot contact them, are basically leaving customers open to this scam. So I just wanted to warn you all. So just watch the video. It's just absolutely unbelievable. So they've moved on a step now. So before, if it was a scam, it'd be having to, I don't know how they're doing it. I haven't got the brain power to work it out, but somehow, if you're giving your details over to them, whether it's in-house or not, or they can mirror DHL, that's what they're doing. And it's just absolutely frightening. But like with eBay, because eBay have a telephone line and because Barclays have a telephone line, I rang eBay up and they managed to sort it out. Just spoke to a human, and they sorted it out straight away. With the parcel, they sorted that with the buyer and everything. And because I rang Barclays, I spoke to a human. They sorted it out. They immediately blocked my card, immediately blocked my account, so nobody could take anything out of it. And because you couldn't get hold of DHL, they were just again sitting pretty. So they've got the money, the £14.99, and no chance of getting scammed. So just be really, really careful of that. I mean, seriously, it was frightening. And the amount of times when I've bought stuff, whether it be like Morris Minor parts or wood, delivered, had wood delivered or anything like that, and I've given my card details over the phone. I'm just never doing it again now. I didn't give my card details, by the way, over the phone for DHL. But what I'm saying is, I do, and I wouldn't now. That's just woken me up so much, because you do not know who's on the end of there and what they can do with your card details. I never do that now.
Well, I talked about it a bit ago about someone who was like at a restaurant who was a staff member and started, running a restaurant, taking the money and stuff. And, you don't know who's actually working there. It's a genuine company, but just has one bad person in there who's just taking the money and stuff.
And this was just so good, was this scam. Oh, and then they said, I said I didn't trust it. I didn't want to do that. And they said, oh, right, okay, we have a way of getting it paid back, like a PayPal, but it wasn't PayPal. And they gave this name of this company, and it's on my video. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. And I said, I've never heard of that company, but I Googled it and the company was kosher. It's got really high reviews. It's a proper company that deals with, just like a PayPal. And so when I've rung Action Fraud and reported DHL, I said, well, how could it work? How could they take the money out of you when it's a kosher company like PayPal? What could have gone wrong? And she said, well, they can change it from so you see it, that money is going into your account. So I would have done that. If DHL had have used PayPal, I would have done it. And so they would have cleared my account, basically. So it looks to you like it's going into your account, but actually it's going out of your account. So they send you a false thing making it look like the money's coming into your account. You put your card details in and that's it. They've got your card details. It's just frightening, absolutely frightening. So just please watch that video, because obviously I want you to watch my videos on YouTube, but please watch it so that you can protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Gary says, was a right scam that DHL, well done spotting it. I know, but then I've Googled it. I've been onto YouTube and all sorts of stuff like that. I'm not the only one. There's loads of it. with them
They've
because
been
they're not.
successfully scammed.
And even if it's not in house, which I don't know to this day whether it was or not, because I don't know who was contacting me. I don't know if it was DHL or not, so I haven't got a clue whether it's in house or not. But whether it is or not, DHL are putting their customers at risk because you can't contact somebody and say this is happening. There is no way of contacting them. It's just an absolute scam, the whole lot of it. Abby says, well done, Billy. Abby says, don't use DHL, just certainly don't. And then Mark's Random Curiosity says, it really gives you confidence with the proposed biometric digital ID. Hackers will easily be able to hack into that. And this is what I was saying about it is, because if they'd have got away with it, and it was from India where this was happening, the, what is it called, told me that, action fraud. If they'd have got away with it, I had, I think about £450 in my account, not a lot of money. If I would have lost that, and Barclays usually refund anyway if they do take it out of it. It's not a massive deal. It would have been not very nice to lose the money, but I could have lived. Imagine if they'd taken my digital identity. And this is why it's just it just can't happen, can it? Because we are sitting ducks then. They could be buying houses, they could be doing anything with your digital identity, and you could be absolutely ruinous.
Well, somebody was talking to a person, official people, whoever's, government, I don't know who it was, on some form of TV show, on some form of news show. I don't know if it was a news show or something like it. I can't remember what it was, but basically it was recent, and I didn't. The person who was talking was some form of big presenter. I recognised him, and he was questioning this woman who was going on there to talk about digital IDs, who was, I think she must have been some form of person from the government, and he was going, so I've got a job. I'm happy with my job. And at the end of the day, a lot of people, some people stay inside the job for decades or so. And he goes, I don't need a new job, so why would I need the digital ID? And she was like, well, you just need one. And he was like, yeah, but I don't need a job. She was like, yeah, but you have to get one. And he was like, but there's no reason for me because I'm not going to get a job. So why does everybody need one when they don't need to get a job?
Well, like Gary says, wait till AA start mirroring your ID. I mean, it's just absolutely frightening. And the other thing is as well, I don't know if people have noticed this, they must have done. I'm sick of these AI videos, and they just come on your feed. You can't stop them. I never watch them, but obviously when they come on the feed, they go for about 3 or 4 seconds before you can get rid of them. I've just started reporting them now because I'm absolutely sick of them. And there's one that I saw today, and this child had been next to a tank, and this otter had come out and kissed her and gone all over, and the amount of people that believe it's true is just absolutely frightening.
Well, I watch a video and I think, is that AI or not? So then I have to read the comments. People go, oh, AI, but then again, people are probably putting that on everything now. So it's like,
but people believe it, and you'll see when there's a I don't know, a bird or bat on the floor or something in the road, and this car will come driving down, and this person will save it, and they'll be going, oh, thank you for humanity, it just proves that there's still, it's made my day and everything like that. And it's not true, it's not real.
Well, there's also
they don't think.
There's a lot of these videos of dogs saving things, like, if the baby's gonna fall or this bird comes down, and it's like, think, can I not just please, and there was this video so I can believe it.
Where a man had crashed in the middle of nowhere, and this gorilla had come up and taken him out of the car, dragged him out of the car, and apparently taken him to the local hospital. So not only was the CCTV just happening to be in the middle of here, just positioned on where his car, not only was the gorilla clever enough to know that the man was in pain and drag him out of the car, probably more killed him anyway, he knew where the local A&E was. It's just madness, and people are believing it, so it's just frightening. It just really is frightening. Abby says, yes, those AI videos. Gary says, I think this UFO is AI generated bridal pay. That's the problem as well, isn't it? Because we've shown a couple of people and they turned around and said, it's photoshopped, but it's not. We'll have it tested by anybody, Gary.
That's the problem when it's genuine, then it ruins it for people because, there are people just go, oh, AI, but it's not AI.
Well, and you can tell, I mean
they probably shouldn't. I don't think
technical people can tell whether it's genuine or not. So we will let anybody test it, Gary. It's real. Random's Curiosity says it's not just money with a digital ID. They are linking your carbon footprint on purchases and travel, including food. They are already printing on the percentage of your carbon daily allowance on food. I saw that. It's just frightening.
Well, there's been some videos using AI, but probably internally it's actually good, where they've been having people, when it goes like, a person's going to get a drink and they'll go, have you got your AI for that? AI, DI. ID. What is it? Digital ID for that drink, you know. Basically saying what it can be.
It's all frightening. Tracy says I thought that too, but no, Matilda wouldn't do that. Right, do you want to talk about Taylor, or are we finished?
She hasn't done anything.
Oh, boring Taylor. Right, I think that's it.
I mean, she just like, it was all sort of last week.
Tracy says probably what I watched. Yeah, our footage for our UFO is 100% genuine, and it can be tested by anybody.
Yes, it is very genuine indeed.
And anybody that's seen it just cannot believe it.
Mm.
It is quite shocking.
Mm.
Abby says never liked Taylor anyway. Well, thank you for a great night. Thank you, Dave, for the super thanks. You're a superstar.
Thank you very much.
And hope you all have a wonderful week. And we will try and see the meteorite. And if we do, we'll do a live, won't we?
Mm.
Dave says another great session. Thank you for joining in, Dave, and obviously thank you for the super thanks. Gary says, oh no, Tay, you've upset Gary.
I'm sorry, but you know, blame her.
Oh, poor Gary.
She hasn't done anything.
Turbo's Tim Wells, you're a bit late. You've missed loads. Tracy says, yeah, good MRW news. Yeah, great to see you on again, Tracy. Well done, you. Good night, Gary.
Yes, also see you all later. Have a wonderful night, and we shall see you next week.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.